I have a different take on this, and that is that the municipal bond crisis from a state standpoint is difficult because they're not allowed to go into bankruptcy. A state can't file for bankruptcy. But if it isn't a state organization, if it's a local, county, or if it's a so-called independent organization that issued the bonds, all of them are allowed to go into bankruptcy or voluntary bankruptcy. So this thing is federal government involvement. The federal government is very much involved in the bankruptcy court. And I see the federal government really has an institution that can help resolve this by reducing the amount of indebtedness so that the people will get cut back on their loans and it'll become serviceable again. So this is my proposal.
Well, of course, I agree with let the big banks fail, let everybody fail. But I also agree with Carl. But the solution in the state case, in the muni bond case, is to have state-owned, state-chartered banks. There's a big movement here in the state of Illinois to have a state-owned, state-chartered bank. It's very mature at this point. Libertarians should get involved with that. All it is doing is using state money for the benefit of the public interest instead of going and getting bonded indebtedness from the big five money center banks in New York. It's keeping that money in the state of Illinois. There's absolutely no excuse for a state not to get into the state-owned, state-chartered bank. It works in North Dakota and has worked for the past 90 years. Not a new experiment. It's worked great. North Dakota is the only state that balanced its budget last year. It has the lowest unemployment rate, the highest birth rate. It's a great concept that every state should get into, and that can eliminate this muni bond problem.
Okay. Lee?
Well, I must admit that my experience with bonds has mostly been as a local the city and county. Considered it an issue for the president, honestly. The question is about bailouts. Well, of course not. And I'll have to take issue with something Mr. Steele said when he said that they're just using states' money. States don't have no money. Individuals have money. The states take it from individuals. And the easiest kind of money to spend is somebody else's money. That's the problem. No bailouts. Let us alone. Let's keep our money. I want to take care of myself. Biggest problem I got is keeping people out of my business that want to take care of me. I'm not running for president so I can do things. I'm running for president so I can undo things.
Well, hopefully I can answer a lot of questions with this answer. The basic question is, should the federal government bail out? And you fill in whatever blank you want to in there. I've got a 4-word answer to that question.
Mixed company
now. No, hell no. I put the rest on the carryover.
All right, we are going to take one more question from the audience. Before I take that question, and I just want to remind everybody, we're having a straw poll, and the ballots should be on the registration table, so when you leave, go ahead and fill it out, put it in the bowl. It's just for fun.
We're actually right on this table.
Pardon? Oh, they're on this table, and the bowl is on this table. So thank you all for coming. Audience question.
All right, just real quick. I've been getting emails all over. I guess they're having a house parties all over the country. They wanted to see you all live, so they're all upset. So I'm getting emails crazy to chair at LPI.org about it. So all over the country, I guess, there's been several people, organizations. So just so you guys know, people are in tune and they actually want to hear everything you all have to say. So I'm just glad to know that people are actually having house parties all over the country. So, Mark, you had a question?
Yeah, Carl Leon. Should the United States re-examine its policy regarding the state of Israel?
Right?
You saw this will be a 2-minute answer if you want it.
I don't know how to answer it in any number of minutes. I mean, I don't know what everything that is being done, but I think we ought to look into it and make sure that it is appropriate. I think there probably is too much
United States needs to re-examine its position with every country that it deals with in the world, particularly countries that we give large subsidies to every year. I wrote an article about this years ago, before I even thought of it under the president. It's called America, Global Welfare Provider. What we've done at home, we've got our people, we've got more people hooked on the system. This blanket, this net, if you will, that we spread below society. The government says we're going to catch all of the fallen, we're going to take care of it. And we get people hooked on it. And generations of families have lived with the dependency of government subsidy. We've done this to the world. The same thing we've done to other countries. For us to imagine that Israel, for example, can't get along in this world without whatever subsidy they get from the United States is unimaginable to me. Yes, I won't bring the relations with Israel and every other country. That is the key to our prospering in this country now, is peace. Wars, ruining business wars all around the world. We need to be at peace. But we don't need to be welfare providers. We don't need to be subsidy providers for our own people, much less for people overseas that we don't know, we never see, and bring nothing of value back to this country where we need it. Peace breeds prosperity. Let's remember that always.
Well, it seems that there's been a policy with the state of Israel for many, many years, and the current administration seems to be wanting to change that drastically. So the question kind of boils down to, which one are we going to re-examine? And we can learn a lot, I think, from the Israelis. They don't seem to have the problem with plane hijackings that we do. But do their people have to strip to get on the airplane? They got kick ass. And when they get in a war, how long did it last? What did it take them to kick Egypt's butt in 1967? 6 days? Boy, there's stuff I think we could learn without violating our own rights. We could learn a few things from Israel, and I would very much like to remain friendly with them, as I would like to be friendly with all the other, who knows the current count, somewhere between 171 and 200 countries in the world.
Mark, I think that we need to completely revisit our Israel policy. We're $15 trillion, pushing $15 trillion in debt, and we continue to borrow money from, for example, the Chinese to buy friends around the world. That's not in line with the notions of honest friendship with all nations, peace with all nations, and entangling alliances with none. Because honest friendship does not come from buying them. And right along with us providing foreign aid to all these other nations, we're providing foreign aid to way many more of Israel's enemies than to Israel itself. So actually the subsidies that are going out are stacked against Israel, even though we claim to be their friend. And then when we try to insert ourselves into the negotiation process, what inevitably happens is that the U.S. government and us as a people, by proxy, wind up being put on one side of the issue or the other. So I think that we should be extracting ourselves from regional conflicts from around the world, and definitely not continuing a subsidization process that's unconstitutional to begin with, to take all of your money and give it to another country just to try to buy their friendship, no matter who it is. But to even be continuing that process, even if it was constitutional, when we're already $15 trillion in debt. It's absolutely ridiculous, and as president, I would move to end all foreign aid.
Oh, that's right. So Bill, you get to start. I'm going to give you all a 2-minute summary. Thank you all for showing up.
Yeah, thank you all for coming, and thank you all for welcoming me to your convention here. I'm kind of the newbie on this group, and I appreciate you all listening to me. First of all, one of my colleagues just said that it's not the state's money. It's the people's money. Well, by definition, we the people are the state governments. Yes, it's our money. So I'm sorry, but states have money. States have assets. Face it, it's fact. So you can continue to send Texas money to J.P. Morgan in New York if you want, but I'm sure the vast majority of Texans would like to keep that money in state. Now, here's my promise again. If elected as your president, I'll do 3 things by executive order on Inauguration Day, January 20th, 2013, my 61st birthday. I'll put an end to government borrowing, no more national debt. The United States will replace Federal Reserve notes by reissuing debt-free U.S. notes and gradually paying off the Treasury bonds, which is our national debt, as they come due. Number 2, I'll put an end to the ability of commercial banks to control the quantity of money in our system through what is essentially counterfeiting. This has been a massive fraud perpetrated on the people of the United States. I'll appoint an attorney general and a special prosecutor to prosecute this fraud, folks who have experience in it. We, the people, must take back the money power from the big banks and return the American economy to monetary stability and thereby prosperity. Number 3, I'll abolish the Internal Revenue System and the income tax, both personal and corporate. This is and implement a fair, simple, and equitable consumption tax in accordance with the U.S. Constitution. Republicans and Democrats are barking up the wrong trees. As the great populist of the 1896 presidential election put it, William Jennings Bryan, I don't have time to give the quote. When we have restored the money of the Constitution, all other necessary reforms will be possible. And until that is done, there is no reform that can be accomplished.
Thank you, Lex. I'd like to thank Libertarian Party of Illinois for having us here. It's good to have this many perspectives, this many voices, this many different ideas. We are a personification of what the Libertarian Party is really all about, offering choice and alternative. Sadly, we live in a country where you can go to McDonald's and be freer, and you can't really walk into the ballot box. Where your choices measure your freedom. Any car lot in America offers you more freedom than when you walk into a ballot box to cast your vote. And really free if the government tells you you can only choose between 2. No. That's what we stand for. That's what we're all about. Dave Kipple from Florida found a great quote from him the other day. Why we should run at every level, just not the presidency. How even more important, run at the local level, places where you can actually become effective and get involved and actually get elected. Just a few elected libertarians on any body is akin to a designated driver of a room full of drunks. That's the Libertarian Party. Representing, being proud of what we are. We've got to find a message. The great thing about it is it's not a libertarian message. It's an American message. People's ready for it. Stopping the wars is a fine thing for us to run on. Stopping the wars on our money, our people, other countries. Making a true and honest foreign policy that encourages peace and commerce rather than guns and bombs. I hope to have your support. Thank you for having me. I look forward to seeing you in National Convention in a few months. And, these things are always worse. It's like any job. The anticipation of the job is often worse than the task itself. When we get up here, I don't know about these guys, but I have a good time. This is fun. We enjoy it because of you.